Hello and welcome back to Oh, hi Gary. Hi Gary Fish. You want? Oh, I guess Gary Fish wanted to be in the video. There he goes. Hello and welcome back to Subnautica. We have a few things to go over because first and foremost, I'm sorry if it bothered you, but there's a new beacon, and it showed up while I was in the Aurora, and I didn't notice it. But I did notice it when I was back at editing and looking at messages and lore, because I did a lot between that recording session and this one, and I'll show you some of that before we set off. One of the lore entries, I don't remember exactly, I think it might have been the black box. Yeah, it talks about an energy pulse and planetary defense. So I believe, and based on the direction, I think it's pointing out the island where the giant gun and the sunbeam thing was. So I think that might have just been an alternate path there. So maybe I could have disabled it and followed that whole storyline before calling down the sunbeam. But that will happen in a little bit, because there's a few other things I want to take care of today. First and foremost is we've got messages. Well, actually, first, I'll take you through what you might have noticed is that there's been some renovations of the tuba hop, and some of them have been pretty fucking drastic. So I'm going to take you through that real quick. First of all, I just kind of made the Robin Bay a little bit nicer. Put up the poster. I actually went back to the wreckage. Full disclosure. I recorded it, but nothing happened. I just wanted to record it just in case anything fun or amusing did happen. But it didn't. So, yeah, I went back for the stupidest of reasons, which I'll show you in a little bit. But first, I switched most of the operations to this side. That was the original entrance and exit I used all the time. But now that we have the Robin, and I put another hatch here, and we have a useful room down here which I built. I extended this hallway because I had to get off the edge of the support, and I also used it as an excuse to use some reinforcement, which is what that lithium we found earlier was for. And then I built the scanner room, which doesn't have the drones plugged in, because as soon as I made this, the stalkers started stealing my drones, which is why I put a hatch right here so I can pop out and place them out there and not keep them out there where the stalkers will keep stealing them over and over, which was a real pain in the ass. And heading back to the, heading into, we haven't been here yet, into the main room, obviously you can see some renovations. Oh, and we made our health kit thing. I upgraded all of our lockers from the wall lockers to full lockers, so that also involved a lot of material grinding, which you'll also see from the silver and copper locker. I spent a lot of time, I think it was something like 3 hours, just doing menial work that would not necessarily be entertaining to do all on recording. Moved our battery charger, and this area is now much more streamlined, so it's not necessarily anything super fancy. Oh, and I put a bunch of bulkheads up just in case. And then we got the biggest change of the tuba hop, which I feel is best shown from this side, which you can kind of see from the shadow. I built a whole above water area on kind of, oh, hey, it's the neighbors. It's Dave. We had another neighbor, by the way. I hope he doesn't show up again, but I looked up what it was called because I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be there, and it's not. But we've had a crab snake just spiral up out of the ground and chill out around here for a while. At one point, it even glitched through the moon pool for a little bit. That was scary. Didn't need that in my life, but it happened. I hated it. But hopefully the neighbors don't give us too much trouble this recording session. You can see, speak of the devil. More like speak of the devil, am I right? Fuck off, Dave. If we pop on all the way up here, we have my living quarters and a hatch, because I figured looking at the stars and being above the water in the shallows would be a kind of nice touch. This is kind of the viewing room, I guess you could call it. I have an aquarium here. I don't know what I want to put in there yet. I don't want to put common fish. But then this is my quarters. Which you can see, I went back for the ship for the duffel bags purely for aesthetic purposes, which was real stupid. Luckily, I didn't get killed, but I have a nice little room here now. You can go to sleep, which I didn't know was a thing you could do in this game. I thought the beds were purely aesthetic based. As you can see, I have my little storage bags here with, I think it's this one is the one that I have stuff in, that I have fire extinguishers and flares and water and food and stuff. Got my planted pots here with my plants, and we have our message receiver, which is going blinky. I was careful not to activate it when I was building it, but it's going blinky, and that's our first priority because I haven't heard these, so I want to know what's going on. Oh shit! New life pod coordinates. That might be another mission we can add to today. Yeah, I think that might be what we do. Add that to the list of things, because in addition to. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that actually where I was planning on going? Because I was gonna say, in addition to messages in the energy pulse and the tuba hop tour, I wanted to check out that like forest thing we saw last time, and I think that might actually be where that life pod signal is coming from. So if so, that works out. I'll take it. I just also want to take a second to admire my room here because it's very cozy and warm, and I love it. Because it's above water too, and like. The planet, I'm not gonna lie, the planet is really pretty, and like this game is just generally really pretty. Also my plant there, just for entertainment, because that's how lonely this planet fucking is. I don't know if you noticed, I put the Natural Selection 2 poster right over the desk, just so my character could pretend he was playing a video game while dying of loneliness and survivalness out here. But I like having this tube here. I'm not crazy about diving to the water from above, like I mentioned before. That's like a big spook for me. But it's nice to come out here and stare at the stars. I wish there was a way you could build like a flat platform out here. I tried to do it with the foundation, but it wouldn't work. But those are the changes to the tuba hop. I'm a fan of them. I like them a lot. Hope you guys do too. I also extended our grid of power just so we'd have a little bit more in the reserves. But I think. Oh, that's the. I was gonna say, didn't we just answer messages? But it's this thing. So I think we're just gonna hit up the Go Locker and see what we want to bring. Okay, I'm gonna drop the rendezvous point in. Fuck, where did I put the signals? Still getting used to this. Okay, all the signals are in here, in the rare/alien locker for the time being. I should probably finish making these signs. I ran out before I went back on another copper run. Fuck, what do I want to bring? Because I wanna pick carefully. Since I'm assuming, I feel like it's safe assumption that this is gonna be underwater, because we're not gonna get another above water section so soon. I'm gonna bring our Sea Glide, and maybe a flashlight just because it seemed kind of dark down there. And let's maybe something like that. Does that look like a good loadout there? I'll bring the laser cutter. Well, we'll probably need the laser cutter more urgently than the repair tool. But hopefully we won't need either. Extra power cell, extra battery. And I think that should do it. And also, just a quick note, I went ahead and made some stuff, or stashed it in the Robin. So we have a spare O2 tank in case we're in an area that we need extra diving ability. An extra power cell just in case, although I am carrying one on me. And an extra battery and a first aid kit. Just because those seems like things that it would be good to have on hand whenever. So I just want to make sure we're clear of the crab snake because I don't want to get fucked up by that thing. And we're going to save and we're going to head to Life Pod 7. Yeah, which might be where we were planning on going anyways. That would be like an extreme coincidence that I would be super down with. Hopefully we don't run into Fuckhead McGee, the Reaper Leviathan. That's what I'm calling him, because his head is stupid. That's a spur of the moment nickname. I'm not sure how obvious that was based on its craftsmanship. But we're... Oh, actually, it looks like it... Is it closer than I think? One great thing about the tuba hop, too, is if I can turn around, it's just that, like... That. You can just... It just stands out. I love that. I love that little protrusion. This might be actually a little bit earlier than... Wait, have we been to Life Pod 7? I genuinely don't know. This doesn't look like where we need to go because it's coming up faster, but I'm... Oh, fuck. This did it the same thing last time, where for whatever reason it reset my 300 depth that I can go to now. I had to pop out the upgrade and put it back in for it to work again. Okay, Sand Shark, you really need to move. You're just in a very inconvenient spot. Because I want to go in there, and I can't while you're right there. You goddamn garbage fish. Do I need to fucking rocket him in the face? Torpedo? Because I figured out how to work with the torpedo thing. I actually have to get out and click on the bay specifically. Like the little protrusion on my ship. Yep, we're doing it. Oh my god! That does not do what I thought it would do. But I love it. Okay, I'm gonna wait for that side because I don't know if I can get hit by that. But oh my god, we are using that on Dave. Neighbor be gone. Fuck Dave. Dave is a piece of shit. Thought I saw something swimming here with me. Fuck me up. Is there something scannable around here? Maybe? Let's read that log. Is that the shark coming back already? Real quick. That's voice log. We want to go life pods. Life pod 7. I've tried everything. If this fabricator were working, I'd be watching the sunset from the armchair in my private observatory by now. As it is, I can barely manufacture the most basic of materials with this thing. Want a battery? Here, have a children's toy. Need deep sea diving equipment? Have some lab equipment. Hungry? Let me turn that fruit into dust for you. My theory is that the situational analysis circuits are fried. I'm going forward with trial and error. I hit every button on this list. It's got to make something useful eventually. But what is the purpose? Is that just a story, or is there a scannable thing around here? I saw some stuff over here. So I'm gonna cruise on over. I think this is stuff I looked over already. I think that was in the boring recording session that I didn't end up posting. I posted like maybe a minute of at the beginning of the most recent session, like the last interesting session. But I don't think that's useful. But that's weird if that is something I found that I didn't see this life pod before. I mean, like, I don't see anything in the area around it, and I didn't see anything in it. Check the drop-off. And stuff might have fallen down. Nope, not seeing jack shit. Alright, well, that was kind of a waste. Let's see how we're still fine. I'm not crazy that we're a torpedo down. But I feel like we can still blaze ahead with the next expedition rather than pulling all the way out. Because we still should have... Oh, you know what though? We do need to pull back anyway because I have to pop that upgrade out and put it back in. I could probably do that out here, but I'd feel a lot safer doing that back from land than, you know, the Death Ocean that we are currently in. The extra Death Ocean. Most oceans are already Death Oceans. In fact, all oceans, I'd say, are pretty much Death Oceans. But this is like next level Death Ocean, which I'm not a fan of. Yeah, I don't know if I've made that perfectly fucking clear. I'm not a fan of the Death Ocean concept. There's the tube hop in the distance. And I didn't install a beacon in it. Well, my beacon settings do not look like they've stayed. Because I could have sworn I switched this to red. I'm going to turn that off for the time being. Turn off the life pod. And I'm going to leave the tuba hop on. Just for... Oh, there it is! Oh my god, I wasn't insane. It's there. Hey, fuck you. No, I'm gonna... Oh, it just... Oh, are we getting eclipsed again? This is like the worst time for that. Fuck you, Subnautica. Fuck you. Ah, did it only come out for that one brief bit? Normally it's out a lot longer and keeps doing that thing where it spirals up and then just stays up and then goes down a tiny bit and then just repeats that over and over. And it makes weird, creepy noises while it's at it. I can't hear it now, so... Dave... You still around here? For your sake, I hope you're not, or else your ass is getting thrown.